Hello everyone, in this video we will discuss why we use async and await in Playwright. In our last video, while writing our first test, we used async and await keyword in our test. Let's understand the main reason behind using async and await. Almost all Playwright scripts use async keyword before any function and await before the statement. Even if you open example.spec.js, which comes bundled with Playwright installation, you will observe async is used before the function and await before the statement. We need these two keywords in Playwright to write our test because any tool based on Node.js is asynchronous. Now, what is asynchronous nature? If your code is synchronous, your program will execute the second statement once the first line is executed successfully, and then statement 3 after statement 2. While in case of asynchronous programming, your second statement can execute even before the first statement, and even your third statement can execute even before second statement and first statement. Now, if our automation scripts run in asynchronous way, most of the script will fail. For example, to test successful login, you want to click on login button only once you have filled in your username and password. With asynchronous nature, there is possibility that the script will click on login button and then fill in username or password. Okay, so for demo, let's remove this await before visiting the page. Execute your script. Now in output, you can see test is failed on all three browsers, and if you will click here, you can see we are getting error on goto statement where we were visiting the URL. Page.goto navigation failed because page was closed. So we are trying to visit the URL before opening the browser. That's why await is needed here. Now let's remove await before the expect assertion. Save and execute test again. Now again our test failed. Let's see the reason. Now this time expect is executing even before the title value is loaded, and we are getting received string null because expect is not waiting for the page to load completely. That's why it failed, and we were expecting this but we got null. So we need this await after visiting the URL to assert the title of the page. Now let's remove this async before our function and execute script again. Now this time you will get syntax error. Await is only valid in async function and the top level bodies of module. That means you cannot use await without async here. So to avoid this error, we use async here. The asynchronous function can be written in Node.js using async preceding the function The async function helps to write promise-based code asynchronously via the event loop. A promise is an object returned by a asynchronous function which represents the current state of the operation. The await expression causes a sync function execution to pause until a promise is settled, that is fulfilled or rejected, and to resume execution of async after fulfillment, which means second statement of code waits till the first line of code executed completely. That's all. Thank you for watching this video.